So this extending dipper is a bit different to JCB. It's constructed of wear pads and studs, and it's a pretty good idea if you keep them wear pads tight. But if you don't, if they go slack and it twists, it'll snap these studs off like you've never known. I used to experience that when we first had these machines back in the day, but I think we have 8.9s, but you can put 12.9s on, which is stronger. But if you keep them tight and everything, keep it like new every day. Half an hour's maintenance, it's nothing. You've got bother to do it. So, a rock breaker really would check it to bits, but I've never had this has had a rock breaker. I think it's parked up for one, but I've never had a rock breaker. Like I said earlier, it's got slew rams, got end of boom cushioning, which was like ahead of its time back in 1987 when it first came on the market, Series S. End of boom cushioning came out earlier in 86 on the first 58X, but end of boom cushioning is across the board now on every machine. The big downfall about it, whether it was downfall or not, is the attachment, the pins, when you had a U-bolt at the bottom. But this machine, I've had this machine probably 2 or 3 years, and I knocked the U-bolts out. These are them. These have been in since new. They're going rusty. Just shows you what a good life that digger's had. I replaced these U-bolts with 2-inch blocks of steel, obviously with holes in, high tensile bolts, what go in there, and never been a problem since. No movement, nothing. I've got two new U-bolts. One's still in packaging from the early 90s. Never opened it, from Mitchell's at Etwell. Still in my cupboard. Still got a ticket on it, says Fermec on that one. So I'm a sentimental load to it, but there you go. So yeah, that back actor. Then you've got your front bucket. I'll just see on the JCB we just set on the steering. It's 4.5 turns from lock to lock. On this one it's 3.5 turns. So it's less. You're doing less work to get the same thing, if that makes sense. It's a bit stiffer, but it's more positive. And you can do it with palm of your hand. You haven't got a steering knob on like you have on the 3CX. But you don't really need one. It's just habit, that is. You've got track rod ends on your steering joints. And the axle, like we did on the... There's very little wear on that, but all the Masseys I've ever had, there's never been much wear on them, but on a JCB we tend to wear quite bad on that scenario. You tell me why. Probably cheap steel or cheap bushes, no idea. You've got your cab, you've got 4 opening windows. So you've got ventilation on both sides, this is a better cab altogether than the JCB cab. You've got your centre console, radio, clock, window wipers, etc. Back window, you can open that with one hand. People moaned about them because when it rained, you pulled it down and it wet your trousers. But all you've got to do is put your seat to one side and put it down, and water goes down there, not on you. Only a bit of forward thinking. And when you turn around, you got your ref counter and pull to stop button, and your levers. All pretty quite nice and comfortable. It's there. With this digger, Massey, you sat in it, comfortable. On a JCB, you sat on it. You sat higher. The bonnet seems lower. Look out the bonnet here. It's more like one today, a modern digger. The steering wheel is more like in comparison to JCB, a Project 12 or 21, it's more angled when you got the adjustment if you wanted to, but it's angled better for the operator. You've got your clutch on your top of your gear lever, which is like on a JCB, it's on the floor. Nothing really much, but there you go. And then you've got your forward and back. You don't have to stretch your hands, it's there, it's just so comfortable. A lot more easier to operate than a JCB on the front bucket, and the vision, well, it's just 10 times better. You can see the front edges of the bucket a lot better. You can see the front wheels and tyres. It's all a lot better, and you're a lot closer up to a windscreen. On the JCB, you're 20 inches away, 20 inches from the dash to there. On this, you're, where are we with tape measure? You've got 9 inches, 10 inches maximum. On JCB, what was it, 18? I can't just remember. But it's a lot farther, you sat a lot farther away from the front bucket, from the front loader than you are on this one. The loader levers have only been changed once from the 50D in 82, and the 58X came out, or H came out in 84, with this design, loader design lever, and it's never been changed since. Well, we changed it when we made the 860. We carried this lever, 2 levers the same, and you put your finger and thumb. It's so easy to use, comfortable, not heavy, lovely. JCB just didn't seem to work the same. You'd probably have to put it into float to do the 4-in-1 closure. And with JCB, you always left a line of gravel or soil or spoils on the floor, because the cutting edge is deeper. Probably better for grading, cutting in maybe. But sometimes it's digging too much, but there you go. So that's about it. This machine's a lot more comfortable, a lot more handier to operate. But the JCB's got the better backhoe. It's just a stronger setup altogether, and that's what sold them back in the day. But these Masseys were better in wet ground, and you've got your diff lock, where JCB criticised the diff lock in their brochure. I stand by a diff lock every day a week. You don't use it very often, but it's there when you do need it. Caterpillar, Ford, Case, they've all got diff locks. These, in a way, were ahead of the time with slew rams. Probably not the best idea at the time, but we had slew rams, end of boom cushioning. The cab were fantastic with 4 opening windows. All sorts of little things, but you know, they weren't perfect. But you know, we're still doing the job today. It's all good really. 4-wheel drive selection by a button, electric solenoid, which I was sceptical about at the time, back in the 80s. But I've never had a problem with it once, engaging in or slipping or anything, no problems. Yeah, more like it be a tractor digger loader based on a farm tractor, and that can be a standing joke for one of these, but you know, that's a standard joke. So there you go. Happy days, you know, both do the same job but they work differently. They just operate a wee bit differently. So one's better on the back end, the other's better on the front end. Pushing power's better on these because the gear ratios are lower on these. I've got it all in the spec sheet here, which I'll spec sheet. You've got the JCB there in first gear is 4 miles per hour, 4.11. Second gear 6.5. Third gear 11.6. Fourth 1945. And on the Massey you've got where the hell is it? Tyres, axle drive, equipment. Yeah. Alright, so you look, you. First gear, 3.46, so you're quite a bit lower geared. 4.11, 3. I can't see. Mm. 295 first gear, second gear 5, 22, third gear 9, fourth is 16, 8, and fifth gear, because that's got direct drive, is 20 mile an hour 15. See, direct drive is like your JCB torque lock, but Massey had this idea in the 90s, in the 80s, late 80s. We got it off a drive shaft, what on a farm tractor use a PTO shaft, and we incorporate it into a gear, which is amazing really. But the gears on a Massey is lower geared, and that's where you get your better traction and grip. You see, JCB, there's no shortage of power, but they just run out of traction because gear ratios are different. The higher geared. But I'm quite, yeah, I'll keep this machine. The JCB will go one day. The previous owner, I think, wants it, so he likes it, so he can have it. I've restored it. I think that's about it. I've covered everything, I think. You'll have to let me know if you haven't. Okay, thank you very much.